How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be walking you through my favorite setups for the upcoming week, giving you my exact levels and my game plan for the upcoming week. But before we get started, be sure you subscribe to my channel, click that thumbs up button, and click that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. First on the list is Spy. We're at a huge level on Spy, and let me tell you why. If you can, let me zoom out here so you can see the bigger picture. You can see we have the all-time highs up here. You can see each time we come up, we test this trend line, and we're back at it again. I believe if we can break above that, we're gonna have a nice move to the upside. If you wanna, if you're a scalper / day trader, above that 410 area looks good for calls. Or, if you're looking for a pullback to enter, keep an eye on this 20 SMA, 20 EMA for a pullback, enter there for calls. If you're looking for something a little longer term, just be sure you know how to manage that sort of trade. Me personally, I will treat this as a day trade. We also look to be forming some sort of a bull flag there on the daily as well. Keep in mind, people ask me, what strike do I use when I'm trading options? I tend to use the strike closest to the current price of the stock, or ETF in this case, or right at the money. Just be sure you know how to read them, look at the volume, look at the spreads. You don't want to be trading options that have a bad spread, because you're going to open, if you buy in to an option that has a bad spread, you're going to already be in the red once you start your trade. Just be aware. Second stock on the watch list is OKTA. This is not a typical stock that I trade. Be sure you look at the options before trading this. I'm sure the 70 calls and the 60 puts will be what you have to use here. I would imagine they'll have the most liquidity. There's a couple different trades I'm looking at here, and let me explain. We have a huge gap to the upside, and we have a big gap to the downside. So, ideally, we wait for the 69.3 to enter. Once we break above that, would call for the upside. Early entry on this trade would be above the 67.43. A little more risky, but it can give you early entry. I do believe if we break that level, we will head towards that gap. I would use 70 calls for the break above the gap fill trade. Or, if we don't make it up there, if we push on down, I'll be looking to enter this with puts below this 61.37 for a gap fill to the downside. Yeah, a little more complicated than some of my trades, but easy to manage, because when you fail these levels, you simply get out for a very small loss or break-even trade. I will use the 60 puts for this trade to the downside. Third stock I'm going to be watching is Adobe, ticker ADBE. Simply watching for a break above this 350.97. I don't know if we'll see it this week. This is something I'm going to keep up. Probably going to set alert for this. We do have a gap up to 365.61. Keep in mind, if you don't know how to trade gap fills, I do have a video on that. Kind of walk you through my thought process. Be sure you're trimming on the way up, locking in profits, and moving your stop loss as you go, because these do not always fill the gap, and they can turn around and fail that level quickly. So just be managing your trade. Fourth and final stock on the list is Shopify, ticker SHOP. I have two different levels. I like this bounce area at 40.91 for calls. I would imagine the 41 calls will work fine for this trade. Or a break above this 45.43. Just a nice resistance, and above that we do have room to that 47 area, and above 47 we have another dollar so worth of room above that. So for the bounce, I would probably use the 41 calls, and for the breakout, I'll probably use the 46. No further out than the 47 calls for that trade. This can be for a bounce, could be for a swing trade if you like that, sort of thing. Personally, I'll be treating all these as day trades. When I'm in a swing trade, I like to keep my stop loss around that 50% area. Now, if I'm taking this for a day trade, my stop loss would probably be around the 40 area on this trade, just because it's that whole number. Typically on day trades, my stop loss is around 60 cents. Or if it's a breakout trade, I keep my stop loss around, if we fall below that 9 EMA on the 5-minute time frame, helps me manage my risk. Preferably we catch it off this bounce, but like I said, above that 45.43 does look good. And that's all I have for you in this video. For those that are still around, I do plan on recording some of my trades live, especially my futures trades. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, be sure you turn the alerts on and that you're subscribed to my channel. I think it's really going to help you all when you can see how I execute my trades, how I try to focus more on the execution than I do the P&L. It helped me, if I go back and look at my logs and stuff, the stuff I have documented, the days I really focused on P&L, I made less than the days I just focused on execution. I believe that, when you focus on P&L, it kind of gets into your mind. You're like, okay, it makes you nervous, it makes it harder to control your emotions and know how to navigate them. But that's all I have for this video. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.